Guys, I'm sorry. Actually, today is somewhat hard day. There are some back-to-back calls are going on. I don't know. Maybe this is my third project I'm going to take.
Recording in progress.
But start it recording. Right? Thank you so much, guys. Okay. First question is do we have any questions here? Are you sure that we don't have any questions? Did you guys try this one, adding this service layer into your systems?
Yeah, I will try. It's going good.
Did you receive that response and all right from the
Yes,
post?
yes, yes,
You
yes.
tried with the postman and all. Okay, fine. So today only the thing I want to go with you is I have a few stuff. Okay, just a minute. I'm sorry, just a minute. We have left few things, so I want to go with those things. Just give me a minute. Okay. Mm, okay. Okay. So you see this. There is one thing called a REPL. Did you ever heard about this REPL? Read, execute, print loop. Okay, so there is something called a REPL. I will explain you. Like this is not a big stuff. Okay, REPL in Node.js. Okay, so just have a look here. Okay, you can directly go and try right away. Okay, so basically what is a REPL? REPL is nothing but what is that? Yes, sir. Okay, REPL is nothing but a simple interactive shell. I can say that is a shell. If you are any DevOps engineer or any of the developers, you probably see some command line prompts, right? Or basically what you will do earlier in your olden days, basically you will go for here, and command prompt is the option. You will go here, okay, and if you execute some set of commands, basically this is a command line user interface or a character user interface you need to do here. And the second option, let's say now later, this is completely related to the operating system. And if you are not having the environmental variable setup in your system properties, definitely whatever the commands you are working, either if it is for a Java or .NET or any Python related code, definitely you can't execute here. So that is the reason there is a new thing came up to the picture that is called a PowerShell. Okay, Windows PowerShell is one of the option. It is already inbuilt having some system admin rights. I mean, it is like you can open it as a system administrator and you can run the same kind of commands. So this is another possible way to do what execute any set of commands. But of course, there are some limitations for this command line prompt or the PowerShell. What are those? What are those? Limitations. For example, if you see date, okay, and you can enter a new date here. If you see time, you can enter a time here. You know some commands like mkdir for making a directory and all. Okay, these kind of commands. But it is really not a shell. It's a kernel. Okay, it is not a shell. It is a kernel. For example, there are some Linux commands or something is there, right? Did you ever heard about something called a putty? Putty. I hope you see this kind of putty anywhere in your organizations or somewhere. Basically, if you are some developer from what it is say uh, uh, AWS side or something like a GCP or Linux, right? So if you use such a kind of operating systems, right? Basically Linux or Unix operating systems, people know very well about this putty. So in this putty, you can execute some set of commands, of course, but this command prompt is comes inbuilt with your operating system when you are using a Windows operating system. Similarly, Windows PowerShell will also come as a default shell in your Windows operating system. But Putty is not like that. It is somewhat called a third party. Basically, it's an open source one. So just you can download this one and you can do some SSH to any other systems. For example, if you are want to communicate with any other computer directly, you can ping that by using an IP. But definitely, other people also will allow you to write it. What it is called, allow you to do give the access for your system. So this is what something called a putty. So if you are talking about a command prompt or Windows shell, these are the very limitations we have. Apart of that, what we have, basically I told putty, and another command prompt is having something called a git bash. Did you are aware of git bash? Basically, git bash is one of the same command like tool. So here we can execute some set of commands, but it is also limited. Okay, it is also limited. See, if you observe this one, right, Windows operating system directly works with the Windows operating system. That is the reason it is asking us to change the date and time. But if you come up to the git bash, right? Here you can execute some set of commands. See, git is directly integrated with this one. If you are talking about a git, I can tell you something. So there are something called a client repository. It is called a local repository, and other thing is something called a cloud repository, which is inside the git. If you want to communicate with these two, you can track the changes only by using the git bash. Git bash is also one of the every operating. I mean, it's not about operating system. Most of the tools come up with the their shells or something called a kernels. Okay, so these are one kind of stuff. Apart of that, what we have in our machines. See, till now you have seen four total, three these things, and another one is a putty. And another shell, what we can see, there is something called a node command prompt. Okay, it is comes with the node operating system. It is integrated usually with the command prompt, but on the top of command prompt, they have wrote this node command prompt. It is not only from the work for the Windows operating system. Even if you go for a Linux operating system or Mac operating system anywhere, you can directly use this node command prompt. Basically, why this node command prompt came to the picture when you are installing a node, right? You don't need to install this one. While at the time of installing, it will show some checkbox like install a node terminal. If you just check on that box, it will install. Otherwise, it will not install. But what is the use of this node command prompt installation? There are some special feature which we are added to the Node.js. Basically, earlier Node.js in the sense it is not only just for this one. You remember then I told about a Node.js, right? Node.js was built on a Chrome V8 engine plus JavaScript plus C++. You remember C++? If you are going back to your college days, you are executing a C++ in this command prompt itself, right? C or C++, the blue color screen will come and Alt F9, Control F9, execution, all the code into the command prompts. So what the command prompts will do, these command prompts, the name itself indicates, it will prompt for some command. It will wait, prompt in the sense it is waiting for some command. Whenever you enter the prompt or a command, the prompt will execute and it will show something. But whatever you are executing the command prompt or the Windows shell, these two things will execute only in the Windows operating system. But whatever you are executing in the command prompt, that will execute in the Node engine. Node inbuilt engine was there, that was already installed in my machine. That is a through from the exe file. Whenever it was installed, it is installed in a C drive, Windows user, whatever my name is, inside that it will install. So there the Node engine is installed. Inside the Node engine, it will execute. But whenever you enter some command in the git prompt, it is only for the git bash. Git bash in the sense what it will do, like it will execute some git commands only. Okay, for example, if you say something like a git clone, something like some let's say some link, something like http, something like a test.com, something like whatever it is, you execute this one, right? It will try to directly clone this one. But if you try to execute the same command here, it may or may not execute. Basically, git may be enabled or may not be enabled here. http colon double slash yes test.com. Then if you execute this one, it may or may not execute, because in my system automatically the environmental variables in my system properties, if you go sir okay, directly you can see the environmental variables. Okay, edit environmental variables option is here. Inside the environmental variables, you can see here the environmental variables here, right? Here already in the path, I already mentioned what is my what it is called, my git one. And similarly, this is the path here, whatever inside the bin folder or apps folder, whatever I installed. So all the app data was already installed. So that is the reason it is taking all the git commands from there. Otherwise, it won't execute. If you talk about NVM home, right? NVM is another thing. We'll discuss about the NVM thing later. Okay. So here you need to add the properties. Then only you can see this one. Similarly, for system variables, you can see that this one. Okay. The shell is already installed here. So whenever you install a shell here, directly it will execute here. Not only this one. So when you go for a temporary variables, all these things, like if you are talking about a system 32 and all, everything is already here. That is the reason what it is happening, right? Here you can see whatever the command. See, git is already installed here, and nvm means there's a node system variable is installed here. Everything is here. PowerShell is installed here. The root paths are here. Whenever the paths are entered the system variables, then only the particular commands will execute. Otherwise, it won't execute. Remember, if you want to execute some piece of code, you have a multiple ways. One is either command prompt or a git shell or a PowerShell, Windows PowerShell or a git prompt, or else the last option is a Node.js. Apart of that, you can execute something on the putty as well. So user don't want to go with all these different kind of command prompts. That is the reason we are using a VS Code. Inside VS Code, if you talk about here, you see the drop down. Inside the drop down, you can see most of the things like command prompt or PowerShell or git bash, and whatever the terminals you want to have, everything you can see here. Okay, these are already supported to the Node.js, and even VS Code is also inside this. VS Code system variables also inside the particular environmental variables. That is the reason whatever the commands you are executing here, everything is executing here. So if I want to execute some git command, right, I can go to the create a git bash command here. Inside the bash terminal, I can execute. So VS Code is supporting multiple terminals here. You can utilize whatever you want. First of all, I want to go with the PowerShell. Okay. So if you type something called a node, okay, just node, that's it, nothing, just NODE node. So what is happening here? Welcome to Node.js, so on, so on. So type dot help for information, right? Okay, I will type dot help. What will happen here? If you see dot help, it will give you some more commands. Dot break, if you stuck something, just dot break. Dot clear, it will clear. Editor, dot editor. Exit, help, load, save, everything. Whatever the ripples are there, everything. Press Control C about the current expression, Control D to exit the ripple. See, if you want to execute the entire process here, you need to press the Control C, or if you want to execute the Control D to execute the ripple. You see this term ripple, read, execute, print loop. Okay, I'm just pressing the Control D. See that particular ripple was exit, right? So what is this ripple actually? See, whatever we have learned till now, that is completely different. The background, what is happening? Let's say, uh, how can I tell you? So this is a test.js, right? When you see something like a console.log, basically I have added something like a 1+2. Okay, so what is happening here? How JavaScript engine knows like a console.log statement? Because console.log is a clearly a JavaScript function, and we are executing that in a Node.js server. Inside the Node.js, we are using a PowerShell. But still, if I using telling something like a node space test.js, right? See, remember, this is a JavaScript file. We are telling to the Node.js engine, we are executing inside the Windows operating system. So how come all these are communicating with each other? That is because of one feature called a REPL. REPL stands for the read, execute, print loop. Okay, read, execute, print loop. Okay. Earlier, what is happening? We don't have this editors and all. By the time we used to write our code in a plain Node.js, Notepad, and we need to load that Notepad file into the node command prompt. This is a node command prompt, right? Inside the node command prompt, we used to run this something like a node space abc.txt or js, whatever it is. We used to execute in that way. But now everything got changed after VS Code came out. But still, what Ripple will do, whatever the expressions you are writing here, okay, it will read one by one expression. Okay, it will read that one and execute those things, and they are printing that one. And loop means again they are doing another task. Another means again continue the same thing. Let's say they are writing console.log something like a hello. Now what is happening? We need to repeat the two things. First one, read the statement, execute the statement, print the statement, and again go back. Again read the statement, execute the statement, print the statement, and go back. Print in the sense, it is not only just printing in the output, it is printing in the sense execute and provide the feedback in the sense, output, provide the output. So this is how the things will go on. So read, execution, print loop will still work in the Ripple here. Okay, if you want to execute that in the Node.js, so simply what you need to do, simply press a node. Okay, that's it. Here whatever you do, it will execute. You don't need to put a console.log either, because console.log is a purely a JavaScript function. But in a Node.js, directly we can come up with a Node.js and directly you can execute simply something like this. For example, 1+2, something like this. See, if you see this one, right? Let's say I'm something like a 67 is less than 78. Let's say. See, seriously, Node.js knows everything. How it knows? Because of read, evaluate, print loop, not execute. I'm sorry, evaluate, print loop. Read the statement, evaluate the statement, print the statement, and loop over the same task again. So that is the same thing happening here. If you observe this one statement is done. Okay, now Node.js is able to do everything. Then what we will do if I write something like a console.log? If I put a console.log, see, it is showing something like a function.log or something. Okay. Now what I will do, I will just print out something like a hello. Okay. In this statement, read that statement, evaluate that, print it, and just loop it. Simple. Okay. Here, Node.js know what is a hello statement. Something like I press something like a value. Okay. Whatever it is. Okay. I'm just printing the string. But what returning it is undefined. So this printing part will be taken care by the Node.js. In Node.js, and undefined is a statement which is taken care by the JavaScript statement. The console.log itself is returning some value. Okay. So that is the reason you are getting undefined. Immediately, see the simple thing. console.log, whatever you let's say you are not writing anything. So what will happen basically? Okay, it will just print an undefined value. That's it. There is nothing, right? So you need to understand how our JavaScript file is executing inside the Node environment, because JavaScript is completely a separate engine. Node is a separate engine. Whatever you are writing the statements, Node will directly have one capability called a read, evaluate, print loop. By using this one, it will read one by one statement, it will evaluate that statement, it will print that statement, and repeat the same kind of steps here. If you guys have any questions on this one, please do let me know. Please ping me here at least if you are not able to talk. Veera, are you there? Hello. Okay, fine. Now come back to our this one. Okay. So JSON and package.json you are aware of. Node inbuilt package also file system, set up a server, create a first API with HTTP also. Understanding and routing with Express, basic introduction of Node.js. See, I want to go with the MongoDB. How many of you are done with the MongoDB nodes? I told you to go with the W3 schools MongoDB, right? How many of you are done with that? Just please let me know. Or you want me to go with from my side? I mean, if you want me to teach this one, Divyansh is done. What about Sandeep, Veera? Any updates from your side? Why you guys are not speaking? I mean, you are when you are in office.
No, I have not done. I was busy with office work last 1 week.
Right? I mean, I just have a question. Even Sandeep, Veera. So if you guys are there in office, let's say you guys are working, right? Somewhere working professionals, right?
Yeah, I am working. I think I don't know about Sandeep, but I am working.
Okay, you
I don't know. I am free. I don't know.
Okay, so if that is the case, see, Sandeep, one thing I should suppose to tell you, if you are in some meeting, definitely you need to communicate. If you are not talking anything and keep it quiet, then it will become a one-way communication. Then definitely we can't do anything. Let's say how you will improve your communication skill. Definitely you need to speak, right? Whether it is a client or your manager or your colleague or your peer, whoever it may be. Even in the interview, at least if you should supposed to speak. If you be quiet, then definitely there is no such a interest on the sessions. Believe me or not, when I'm taking a session to the juniors, right, I ask them like everyone, switch on your cameras and then ask your questions. Every time when my session starts, immediately they should supposed to switch on their camera. Why? Because it is, otherwise they can't learn the things. Sometimes we need, somebody needs to force them, otherwise people can't learn. So I'm not forcing you guys. Basically you are from outside, so that is the reason I'm not I'm not able to force you guys, because I thought like maybe you are having some idea on that. Anyways, that is a secondary discussion. But please speak out something, like if you have any questions or if you don't have any questions, please reach out to yes or no, something like that. Go with this MongoDB. Tomorrow I will take one session on this MongoDB, only purely on MongoDB. Okay, so for that definitely you need to install this Mongo Compass. Did you guys install this Mongo Compass?
Yeah, I installed.
Okay, great, Sandeep. Divyansh, I hope he was already installed. Veera, you already have a cloud version of MongoDB, right?
Yes.
Okay. If you have a cloud version of fine, that is fine. But still, if you have a local version, then definitely you can create a new database and you can start practicing this stuff. So that is the reason I suggest you better go with the first install a MongoDB in your machine, and then you can start writing a queries, and then you can learn the stuff. Okay. I will definitely take the session on the MongoDB by tomorrow. Actually, today I will have some little bit uh, back-to-back meetings. Okay, difference between MongoDB and MongoDB Atlas. MongoDB Compass is your local server. MongoDB Atlas is your cloud server. Let's say today I open this one. I wrote some queries here. Okay, let's say my queries are here. Let's say I go to local and multi-vendor or something. Okay, categories. Okay, let's say if I type some query here. Okay, now something like a find or something blah 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 like ABCD, something like this. Okay, I generate a query and I executed that one. Okay, now what will happen if I execute that one? I can see here. Okay, I can see this one. But tomorrow if I open this MongoDB Compass here, right, I may can't see all these queries because everything is gone. Everything is gone. And moreover, when you create a database here, let's say suddenly something goes wrong and my hard disk was damaged, then this all the data whatever I'm saving here, everything is gone. let's say somebody like my hardware guy or somebody asked my laptop and he went there and he removed some folder in the MongoDB folder wherever it is installed. He removed that one, gone, all my data gone. But if you install if you start working with the MongoDB Atlas, let's say if you are writing your code for a real-time application, then whatever you write the queries and create the database, added the records, everything will be stay in the MongoDB Atlas. MongoDB Atlas is a complete cloud version. Cloud version in the sense there whatever you keep, that will be there forever until unless you manually go back there and delete that. MongoDB Atlas is nothing but a just a cloud version of MongoDB. That's it. Hope you got your question answered. Understand front end with EasyAB. Okay, I need to talk with this EasyAB as well one more time. Okay, first of all, I will go with the uh, 1 minute, guys. I will share one link. Where is that? What is his name? Harsha, right? Okay. I told to one guy this time. Okay. Where is that? Where is that? Where is that? Where is that? Okay. Okay. Now, what it is called a node weather app. Okay, so there is something called a weather app. Okay, actually we should suppose to write this one as well. Okay, so if you go here, right, I mean to say, like, if you go here, definitely you need to go back and redirect to some of the things. Okay, weather app, this is the site EB1. You need to go back here. Okay, so what is this weather app is? Openweathermap.org is the one of the site. Okay, here what you need to do, there are some endpoints in the sense APIs. You remember, like, we are implementing API, something like localhost 3000 get users, user list. Similarly, these people wrote their code in some format. I mean, I don't know what is the programming language, whether they may use the Java or .NET or Python. I don't know, whatever they have generated, but still they are providing one guide in the sense it's nothing but an API list. So how to make API call? You just need to call this endpoint and you need to get the parameters or the pass these parameters, and immediately you will get some response. That is what the thing is. But to use these endpoints or APIs, it is your homework, guys. Definitely it is your homework. Please go to this openweathermap.org, and here what you need to do is go here and create a API key by yourself. Okay, you know how to generate the API key. So here product concept, everything is there somewhere. I mean, at one point they will explain you like how to create a API key, this API key, how to create this API key. So first go there and create a API key. Don't pay anything. It is purely you need to do as a open source. That means either create an account first and then log in here, and then immediately there is some section called a what it is called, some section is there. I mean, it is like settings section is there. Inside the settings section you can find the API. If you are aware of, then it's fine. Otherwise I will definitely teach you back. But before that, create an account here. Once you go here, openweathermap.org, go and enter your username, email, password, and the repeat password, and enter all these terms. I'm not a robot, and create an app, create account. Then immediately you will receive your credentials to your Gmail account, and then try to come back here and again try to sign in here. Once you sign in here, then the board, I mean, the dashboard will come here. Inside the dashboard, go to the settings part. There is somewhere called settings. Inside the settings you can generate one endpoint, that is called API key. Generate that API key and please let me know. Once you generate that API key and hit the server from your machines, definitely you can see all this response here. And remember one thing, while I am teaching to you, what I will do, I will generate my API key and I will show you the examples and I will give you the share the key. But where I will keep this API key, I will definitely keep my API key inside the .env file. There is one env file we have created, right? In that .env file I will put that. By that time you can download the entire code, but I'm not sharing the .env file with you, so that you cannot run the code. If you want to run the code, definitely you need to create an account and create a API key and put that API key inside your environmental variable. I will show you how to put and where to put. Then once you put that one, then only you can hit the server and you can get the response. So today's your task is definitely go to openweathermap.org and go to sign in portal, and there you will have something called a create an account. Go to the create account and create an account, and go to your email and generate the API keys, and please do let me know like whether you have generated successfully. If you generate it successfully, then only we can do it. Okay, Now, first thing, you guys may have some questions. What are your questions? Did you got any questions here? Did you have any one question at least? I mean, out of this 15 minutes, whatever I told about this open weather map, I simply told you to create an account, right? But do you guys have got any questions?
No, no.
Okay. If I am you, I have a question. Why this open weather? Why we need to go and create here? First question. Second one, what is the use of this open weather map? Okay. Third one, like how to use this one. There are lot of questions. When, why, what? Seriously, a lot of things are there, right? Okay. See, if you observe this one, weather in your city. Okay. I something like a California. Okay. Something like that. Okay. You enter something like a California, USA. If you observe this one, right, 193, 19.3 degrees temperature from 18 to 21 degrees. Okay, clear sky, scattered clouds. So geo coordinates also they are mentioning, like based on geo coordinates, we can select where it is. But what is happening in the background? I'll show you. Inspect the element, go to the network tab, switch on this. See, there is all option is there, but click on this fetch slash exit chart. If you click on fetch slash exit chart, then basically what will happen? It will show only the endpoints. I mean, it is like whatever the API calls go to the server, right? Only that will come back here. Okay, fine. Now, if I enter something like a Washington, okay, let's say Washington. Okay. Search here. See, find question mark callback. You see this one? There is one API is going back. Okay. Inside the headers, you can see https colon double slash openweathermap.org slash data slash 2.5 slash question mark find question mark blah 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 blah. This is all information is going on here. The request method is a get and 200 is a okay response. But if you go to the response, right, you see lot of information here. Yes, there is a lot of information, but out of that 15.3 degrees centigrade is one of the parameter here. Okay, where is that 15.3? I will go here and control F. I will say that a control 15.3. Okay, right? Oh, let's say the geo coordinate I will go with the 47.5001, right? Okay, 47.5001. Okay, if you go here, right? See, if you observe this one, longitude and latitude is a 47.5001 and minus 120.5015. See, these are the latitude and longitude. Washington, the ID is this one, and the main temperature is 288 point something 48. Basically, what they are doing is they are doing some manipulation in the front end and they are just converting that into the centigrades. Okay, temperature minimum, temperature maximum, pressure, humidity, sea level, ground level, everything is coming here. This is completely open weather API. These people are frequently update like time to time. So you can create an application something like this by your own by using a what it is called your Node.js. But for the front end, you need to have a little bit knowledge on HTML, CSS, Bootstrap if possible. Or if you want to use a React, that will be the great. Or if you don't want to go with a React and simply you want to go with the HTML, CSS, and Bootstrap, by that time there is some challenges you will face. Like you cannot call the backend calls. You need to do the Ajax calls. So Ajax is a very old technology. So that is the reason I suggest you not to use simple plain HTML and JavaScript. Instead of that, you can create a simple React application. There you enter the city name search, and then you will call some backend endpoint. This open weather map data 2.5.find. So you will call this and okay. How you know that we should supposed to call this? Okay, first of all, what is the use of this app? Whatever the city name you entered here, that city name temperatures will come here. Like UK, you see this 24.2 degrees temperature from 24.2 to so on so on. So wind so on so on so. Hyderabad PK. This is the Pakistan. This is India. You can see now Hyderabad, India again thunderstorms. Okay, so whatever the data available in the database, everything it will come back. Most of the times, this data is a real time data, but this weather is that nobody can change this one. Even if they break this one, that there is no use of that. So that is the reason what I will do. Let me try Vishakhapatnam. Is it Vishakhapatnam is there? It's a city, right? Let's see. Vishakhapatnam is there. Okay, it is not there in the database. Okay, maybe the major cities will come here. Okay, uh, Cairo, basically, Egypt. Cairo is one of the biggest city. Oh my God, it is not okay. What else? If you have anything like Bangalore is one of the city, right? Okay. If I hit a Bangalore, in Bangalore information is not here. That means somehow whatever the information is, Cairo spelling wrong. Thank you, Cairo, Cairo. Let's see. No, 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 Divyansh. Maybe my spelling was wrong. Okay. So Vishakhapatnam. Oh, seriously, it's taking some time here. That's the reason it is loading very late. Okay, Vishakhapatnam city is there. Inside the Vishakhapatnam, I can see the weather and all, right? So the same way will happen. I mean, you can create your own weather app. So for that, you don't need to worry anything. Whatever we have learned till now so far, that is more than enough. Like you know what is the app layer, what is the controller layer, what is the service layer. From here, you don't need to hit the DB because you don't need to install anything. Okay. Instead of that, what you need to do, you just need to call the rest endpoint. Just rest endpoint will give you some uh, hit the database and it will give you the response. CAIRO. Cairo. I'm very bad in English. I'm trying to learn that. Okay, maybe it is taking too much time. Okay, it is still in a pending, right? When we hit a enter button, it is still in a pending. That means it is taking some more time. Okay, so that is the reason the response is not yet. So when you go here, right, it is showing it is a pending. That means inside the lot of databases, it is just trying to get a more information. See, they have given an example something like a London or GB or New York or US, right? Okay, let me go with the London. Basically, this is the most popular one, right? So frequently we can see. Still, it is a pending state. That means it's waiting some time and it will bring back the data. By the time you can see like what is the response here. Okay. So no worries. So this is how you can utilize the REST endpoints. So I will show you the third way. But first of all, you need to go and create the account. I will not share my API key. If you want API key, you need to create your own account here and then you need to populate here. Now what I will do, I will just write one weather app here, and by using the weather app, you can just see all the responses. First, we will go with the postman and we will hit the endpoint. Like if you enter the city name, how you will get the response and all. And in the phase two, what we will do, we will give some interface by using some React or White or something. Did you guys have any idea on React by any chance? Anyone? At least basic idea. Like what is React and how we can use the React. Very
Yeah,
basic.
I have some basic knowledge on React.
Okay, super.
Yeah,
Veena?
initially we attended some classes in the office also, no? For
Okay.
React.
If you guys have something, then it is really fine. Otherwise, I'm just giving you a heads up. Like, just go with the very basic concepts, like how to scaffold the project, how to put one button, and hit that. That's it. Nothing much. Just put one text bar, search bar, and then hit button. Place one button like get weather details, so that you can show all the weather details here by using one simple div. It won't take much time. Hardly for this for purpose, you can spend not even more than 1 hour. Okay, so just spend some time and then you can see here. Now you understood what is the front end with EJS. Okay, while at the time of weather API, right, I will show you what is the EJS. If you have a React, then it is fine. If you don't want to go with the front end, I mean, it is like React and all. EJS is one of the what it is called. Uh, one of kind of framework. You don't need to learn this HTML, CSS and all. Instead of that, you can write it inside the EJS also. Okay, embedded JavaScript. It is called embedded JavaScript templates. Okay, EJS templates. We call it as embedded JavaScript. So if you click on here, right, you can see like percent, just like a tags format. It is there. It is very simple, but yeah, definitely it will take some time to learn. Okay, so I mean, there's like either you can keep it inside the node.js. You never needs to depend on any of the third party libraries like a React or Vue or Angular. Instead of that, you simply write a simple script. Inside that script, whatever you put something like ejs.render, that will render the stuff. That's it. There are examples, of course. You can go ahead, and if you have some time, you can explore about this EJS. But still, I'm giving you a heads up. Like if you have some interest, you can go ahead. Otherwise, ignore it. Why? Because nowhere in the real time we are using EJS. Believe me, out of 1,000 projects, I can give you an example. Out of 1,000 projects, not even a single project is using EJS nowadays. I'm damn sure. Okay, so it was created for some particular purpose, but definitely people are really not using this one. If you have any question, go ahead and explore your friends, or find out your circle and ask them, like, anybody is using EJS, just ask them. No one is using. Very few people will use. Okay, who are those few people? Let's say I know Node.js very well. I don't want to go with a React or something, blah blah blah, but I want to implement some page. It's a single page, just one page. Okay, I don't need to write a heavy code. I just want to show that code, and yeah, I can say like embedded JavaScript. I can say embedded JavaScript. So In that cases, simply what we will do, it is just a student project. Yeah. Basically, some set of students are there. So they have created this one just for fun purpose. And after that, Apache is there. Apache people like given a license for this one. Now they are put it inside the production. But to be frank, very, very rare cases. Out of 1 lakh projects, hardly 1 or 2 projects people will use. Let's say you remember like digital marketing. There is something called a digital marketing. Okay, inside the digital marketing, people will use, basically inside the digital marketing, what will happen, there is only one page, user will enter something and they will get something, that's it. In that cases, uh, I can say like there is, let's say there is my side, I have one company, I have a company called let's say Sritel is my company. So in that case, what will happen, all the features will be there. At last, contact button is there. When you click on contact button, only one form, whatever user entered, they hit the submit button. Now that will come to my database directly, and immediately I wrote some code, such a code in such a way, like whenever one record is inserted in my database, immediately I will get one email trigger, so that I will came to know like, okay, some client is there, he explored about my site and he wants to see, he wants to know about my company, and he want to contact me. So that is the reason I put a contact button, right? He entered his first name, last name, and whatever the email and whatever he entered, he just entered. And one text area I have mentioned, he mentioned something like, okay, I want to connect with you guys, I have one project, I want to work with you, that's it. He just hit submit button. So I will come, it will come to my own database. And whenever it comes to my database, one mail will be triggered to my email. Immediately I will go to, because every 24 by 7 I can't have a look into my database and see like how many people are there trying to contact and all, right? So in that cases, we are using EJS. For example, this one, if you take like a Naresh IT, okay, just a minute. If you observe this one, right? Here there is no much interaction and all. Of course, now these are appended, but if you see this contact button, right? If you see contact button, basically what you have, simply you have full name, email address, mobile number, company or college name, describe the message. I want to learn Java, blah blah blah. Click on submit. That's it. This is only one form, right? For this purpose, I don't want to go with React, Angular, Vue, such a kind of framework. Simple HTML, right? For the form submission and the to get this stuff, then simply what I will do, I will put a EJS form here. EJS form is embedded JavaScript. Once if I write a simple text here, I mean simple form here, and submit that one, that will directly come to my database. And one email will be triggered to me. Then immediately I will go there and I will check this one. In such a cases, we will use a EJS, embedded JavaScript. Okay. So you need to understand what is happening inside, uh, outside the world. People will say like a think out of the box, blah blah blah, and okay, there is no box, there is no such a stupid box. Okay, always think in an open source way first, and you can easily get that one. Combining a build full stack, you know about this one. Taking a database is live, already we are did. Deploying app in Heroku, this is a major one. Okay, so for Heroku, you need a one credentials. Actually, it is a cloud platform to deploy your site. So if you want to go and deploy your code in a what it is called here in a Heroku, then simply what you need to do, you need to go here and sign up here. Go and sign up here and create your own account. I mean, either by using your company name or company name is optional. Remaining everything you can take. Like role is a developer role, okay, professional developer or something like this. Country or region, India, and select a preferred language in Node.js. So you can, I'm not a robot, and create an account directly. You can create an account here. Once you create an account, see, these are the only 3 steps you can do. Create apps, content, database, and add-on services, and collaborate of your apps. And next part, your app platform, a platform for apps with the management and installing instant scaling for development and production, of course. But this is a limited thing. Okay, if your users are more for your site, definitely people, these Heroku people will come back to you and say that we are blocking your site. Basically, there is a lot of traffic, so you need to upgrade your account by paying something. Deploy now. Go from a code to running app in a minute. Deploy, scale, and deliver your app to the world. Just simple deployment. Create your Heroku account, deploy your code, and just make it a live. That's it. For that purpose, we need to create a Heroku account. So I suggest you please go here and just create your Heroku account. At least today, go to the this one, openweathermap.org. First one. Next one is a Heroku.com. Okay. In these two platforms, just create your own credentials. Give some decent names. Okay. Please don't give some stupid names, right? So give some decent names. Okay, and just create your accounts. Call third party API with no weather API, right? So if you want to develop this one, then definitely you need to have this open weather API credentials. So definitely do that. This Redis and Babel things we will talk later. Okay, convert node. First of all, how many of you are know about ES6? Let me ask you
Yeah,
that.
yeah, I have some basic things.
Okay, what is ES?
ES6.
What is ES6?
MK script is six version. It's
Okay.
using in the destructuring concepts. Some more superset of the JavaScript.
No, superset of JavaScript is not. ES6 means it is a JavaScript. Okay. First of all, you
Okay,
need to
sorry, I'm telling in the TypeScript. Sorry.
right. ES6 is nothing but a JavaScript. It is not a superscript of JavaScript. Okay. Now, Veera, what you are aware of ES6?
No, sir, I don't have idea about it.
Okay. Basically, ES6 is a one kind of concept. I can tell you. ES6. See, ES6 means what? ECMAScript 6. Okay. ECMAScript. I told you already about this one. Okay. One day I explained you about ECMAScript, ECM. European Computer Manufacturing Association. Okay, this is a full form of ECMA. Okay, just okay. European Computer Machines Organization, Machines Association, something like that. Okay, so just go to Wikipedia and see this one. You will really love this one. Why? Because ECMAScript is a mother of JavaScript. I can say like ECMAScript is a mother of JavaScript. That means whatever the features coming to the JavaScript. Okay, everything comes from a ECMA. There is a committee called ECMA International. These people will decide what are the things we need to put it inside the JavaScript. For example, earlier we have a callbacks, but we don't have a promises. Now these ECMAScript people came together and think like, okay, we do have a concept of callbacks, but we want to enhance those things. Now what we will do, we will create a new concept called a promises. So they have included promises in JavaScript. Later, some days people used to confuse a lot and they come up with a new request. No, we don't want this, what it is called promises. We want something new, which is should be very helpful and useful and very simple. Now, again, these committee people sit together and think like what we need to do. They have created with a new concept called async event. Earlier there is something called a prototype item. Okay, that is, I mean, if you want to do some inheritance, yesterday I think we discussed few of the inheritance concepts, right? So if you want to do something, we will go with the prototype. But people are confused with the prototype. Really, a layman did not understand what is a prototype. So that is the reason. Basically, what developers, who is these JavaScript developers? Basically, all these developers comes from C, C++ or Java or .NET background, right? They are aware of what is a class and doing inheritance. But in JavaScript, we are not having classes. So that is the reason they have included a new concept called the classes. These are all completely a new whatever the new concept coming to the JavaScript, that is all comes from ECMAScript. Currently in a market, you know what? ES12 is there. ES12. Okay. Now ES12 is there, but still people are using still ES6 concept. Okay. So why ES6 people are, I mean, features are okay. Basically, some browsers may or may not support all the new features coming from the ECMAScript. Why? Because some browsers may be upgraded or may not be upgraded. In the promises, we have something called a promise.all, promise.all settled, promise.raise, this kind of methods are there. But promise.any method is not there. It is a ES12. ES12 in the sense ECMAScript 2000, what it is called? ECMAScript 2021. Okay. See, ES12 arrived in June 21. Okay, so this is how the new features come into the JavaScript. But people, I mean, developers in the real time are not comfortable by using all the other things and all. I mean, it was like ECMAScript 7, 8, they have not upgraded. Still people are at ECMAScript 6. We do have some features in ECMAScript 6. These are all the new features comes from the ECMAScript 6. The let and const keyword, earlier we are using a var, but currently we are using a let and const. This is a ES6, that is a 2005. In ECMAScript 2005, we got this all these new features. Arrow functions, destructuring operator, destructuring array, rest operator, spread operator, for off, the maps and sets, classes, promises, symbols, default parameters, rest parameters. Inside the string, there are a lot of functions, but out of all those, include starts with start ends. These three are the methods which was introduced in ES6. And inside the arrays, there are lot of functions are there, but arrays dot entries, from, keys, find index, these are the new methods which are introduced in ECMAScript 6. Inside the math, there are a lot of functions, but out of those, these are the functions which are introduced recently. Number, epsilon, minimum safe integer and maximum safe integer, or is safe integer. All these things are introduced in ES6. New global methods are there, JavaScript modules, everything is introduced on 2015. That is ES6. Clear? After that, there is, see, in 2016, we have some additional exponential operator, assignment operator, array includes came up. In 2017, there are something you can see like which browser is supporting those and which browser is not supporting. In 2018, we have something new things came up. Similarly, 2024, just 2024 already object group by. Seriously, I really don't know what is a group by till now. Okay, map dot group by, temporal dot plain date, plain time. So how these new features come into the JavaScript? That is because of ECMAScript. ECMAScript releases all these new features, then they will include that into the this one. See, you can see the warning. These features are relatively new. Old browsers may need an alternative code that is called a polyfill. Obviously, we need to learn a lifetime because every year the people come up with a new features, and that is the reason somewhere the developers have one saturation point, right? So that is the reason they stopped here. When ES6 came up, right, this is a very huge set of changes. So people still they are not habituated to these things. So to habituated to this stuff definitely takes some time. If you observe this one, these are comes in 2015 and Chrome was supporting from 2016. See, ES6 is fully supported in all modern browsers since 2017. See, it took 2 years. 2 years. The features are there in JavaScript, but people are not able to use because browsers are not supporting. So whenever you open the site, automatically as a developer, I can use this math.log2. I can use it in my code. But when you open it inside the browser, it's breaking because browser is not supporting. So by 2017 June, everything is supporting. I mean, most of the major browsers are supporting. Did you observe one thing? Okay, Microsoft Edge is there, right? Okay, Chrome, Edge, Firefox, Safari, Opera. Hardly we will use this kind of browsers, not even more than these things. Okay, so the discussion will be go on like just learn about this ES6. I will take one session on ES6, complete ES6, most probably tomorrow. Okay. But definitely you need to learn this MongoDB. If you are not learning, I don't know. Even if I teach something, I can give you some overview like how we can fetch the data, insert the data. That is all crude operations I can tell, but remaining things definitely you need to know by yourself. You need to go with exercises and all. Okay, guys. Any feedbacks? Any questions? See in a LinkedIn session. What is it? The ES6 one. Yeah, definitely. It is.
MongoDB also similar like a SQL queries type, right?
No. That is
SQL.
different. MongoDB is only with the functions. You need to understand how the functions will work. Like for update, you need to have something like a mongoose dot update one, update all. There are different functions are there. Update one function, update many function. Only functions are there. You just need to write down a list of all the functions. Wherever it is used, you need to use this. Find. You need to find if you want to find only single record, find method. Find one, okay, it will display. Similar, sorry, find in the sense if based on the parameters whatever you will give, it will reply all the records.
I
Find
mean,
one record, unique record.
that function need to pass with the parameters. What are the required parameter in
Right,
case
that parameters
conditions
you
like?
need to know. How you know the parameters? Like only when you do some practice. See, this is what your database is there inside the category is there. Once if you put a delete menu of category technology out of all the records, whatever the category is technology, then all the records will be deleted.
Okay.
Right. So for MongoDB, you have something called a Mongoose. Okay, this is the client. Mongoose. This is the client. Mongoose. MongoDB. Okay, just this MongoDB Atlas database is there. Find your okay. Just a minute. If Mongoose is a separate what it is called framework, but I will give you some official set. This one. mongoose.com. Okay, just learn this one because however I told you like developers.mozilla.com you will open, right? I'm damn sure tomorrow once you go to the project and if there is a MongoDB, you will open this mongoose every time and you will go with this one, because here you can see all the things, how the mongoose are there, how you will connect to them by using a mongoose, how you will connect to the database. It's a simple one line, await mongoose.connect, that's it, done. And mongoose.schema, how you will create a schema model, and how you will create a model, and then let's say if you are writing some function, how the function will be executed. There are lot of things are there. Okay, dot find is the method you see. So simply you can put a parameter with a regular expression, right? So you need to learn this one. What is a schema? What are the schema types are there? What are the connections? What are the models, documents, subdocuments, queries? See, these are all the methods. Find one, find many. There is find one, find by ID, delete many, delete one. So these are all the different kind of methods. You need to know about these methods. If you are not aware of these methods, then you can't do anything. Read about this mongoose as well, because mongoose is also one of the important concept here. Try to use these things for today, and definitely I will be back with some more concepts. Okay, first try to create an account in openweathermap.org, and another one is create a Heroku account, so that once we will create our application, we will push all our code into the Heroku and we will execute that from our MongoDB. And if you want to go with the AJS, with the EJS template, you can go with the EJS template, or else you can write a simple React code. If you are want to go with, I suggested to go with leave this EJS and go with what it is called React. Why? Because once you learn the React, right, in future it will be very helpful for you guys. These many types are there: post, pre, queue, remove index, remove virtual. Schemas are different types of schemas are there. Data types are there. These are the data types supported by Mongo. I will show you some project. Don't worry. We will do some project. Currently, I'm just writing the small things, but definitely going forward, we will write a very big lines of code. But for that, you need to get ready. Okay. Chalo, okay. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, please speak out, or else I will leave.
Recording stopped.
No. Just create an account, please. Create an account and please let me know. Okay. Thank you guys. Bye bye.